Welcome in. If you're a homeowner in Amador County, California, or are planning to become one, I'm going to be sharing an update on the latest real estate market trends from July of 2024. Now, in case you're new to the area, Amador County encompasses the cities of Ione, the north side of Lake Comanche, then moving up the hill to Jackson, Sutter Creek, and Plymouth, then further up the hill to Pine Grove and Volcano, and finally, Pioneer and High Country, which is up towards Kirkwood. It also includes the smaller areas of Amador City, Drytown, Fiddletown, and River Pines. And make sure to stick around to the end of this video so you can take advantage of some hidden opportunities up here, whether you're thinking about buying or selling. Let's dive in. All right, overall from a high level perspective, in July there was 6 months of inventory available based on the closed sales in Amador County, which put us just barely into a buyer's market. If you're wondering what months of inventory means, basically it just tells you how many months it would take for the homes currently on the market to sell, given the average sales volume. Less than 3 months of inventory means there's not a lot of inventory available, which can drive prices up. It is more beneficial to sellers, which indicates a seller's market. 3 to 6 months of inventory indicates a more balanced market that is equally beneficial or neutral for buyers and for sellers, which indicates a neutral market. And 6 months or more of inventory means there's a lot more properties available for buyers to choose from, which can drive prices down and is more beneficial to buyers, which of course indicates a buyer's market that we're in right now. So how is that number trending versus last month? Well, it's up from 5.6 months of inventory we had last month, which is an increase of 7.1%, and it is also up from 4.8 months of inventory, which is an increase of 25.1% compared to this time last year. This doesn't surprise me though, because many would-be sellers are still not able to afford to purchase their next home with the current interest rates, so they're really not ready to list their homes just yet. Now, the feds have still been talking a lot about interest rate cuts that we might actually see in the coming months, but I'll talk more about rates in just a moment. Only time will tell for certain, but looking at these numbers so far, it seems that we're trending to be firmly planted in a buyer's market over the next few months. Now, the average for sale or list price for a single family residence in Amador County is $697,000, but keep in mind this is an average across the entire county. They range from an average list price of $453,000 in Pioneer to just over $1.6 million in Plymouth. The average price is down 3.3% from $721,000 last month, but it is up 1% from $690,000 this time last year. So while it may seem that prices are going down, in my opinion, it could just be that with all the uncertainty in the real estate market right now, along with the increased interest rates, that people are hesitant to make a move until the dust settles a bit more. The summer market is usually a bit slower this time of year as well, so that could also be a contributing factor. All right, moving along, the average list to sale price was 95% in July. That simply means that properties were selling for 95% of the list price, so sellers are agreeing to come down from the original list price by 5%. That's slightly up from 94% last month, but is down from 98% versus this time last year. Now, when you're looking at this stat, you've got to keep in mind that this has a lot to do with the strategy a seller uses when they're listing their property, such as if they're underpricing it to entice bidding wars. The list to sale price is also another indicator of what type of market we're in. The lower the ratio is below 100, the more of a buyer's market exists. And the higher the ratio is at or above 100% indicates more of a seller's market. So looking at these numbers, it seems likely that we will continue on in a buyer's market. Now, you might be wondering how long it's taking for properties to sell. On average, in July of 2024, in Amador County, it took 58 days for a property to sell. That is trending up just a tad from last month where it took 57 days on average. But obviously, it's much longer than last year where it only took 36 days. So just know that if you're planning to sell your home, it's going to take a little longer than it has in the past. Once again, time will tell if this is market driven or just seasonally driven. Now, the average days on market can also show whether we're in a buyer's or seller's market. An upward trend in days on market tends to indicate a move towards more of a buyer's market because a seller may be more willing to come down in price the longer their home sits on the market. That benefits the buyer. Whereas a downward trend indicates a move towards more of a seller's market because homes are selling quicker and buyers may be more willing to come up in price so they don't miss out on a home before it's sold to someone else, which of course would benefit the seller. So looking at these numbers again, it shows that we'll likely continue on in a buyer's market. If you're thinking about buying real estate in the near future, according to Freddie Mac, mortgage rates in July range between 6.05 to 6.95%, depending on if you're going fixed or variable and the type of loan you're getting. Now, other factors that impact your interest rate is the loan term length, your credit score, your down payment amount, the total loan amount, and if you want to pay any discount points to reduce your rate, or are negotiating this with your seller, which I teach my buyer clients how to do. Also, I previously mentioned the feds have been talking a lot about interest rate cuts that we might actually see this time. They've been talking about cutting rates all year long because they are waiting for that inflation rate to trend down towards 2%. But unfortunately, the inflation rate has been fluctuating much higher than they anticipated since January. However, it's currently trending down to around 2.9%. So fingers crossed that inflation rate will continue to trend down and we will start to see those rate cuts. But word to the wise, if you are considering buying a home anytime soon, you may want to start getting the ball rolling now before rates drop and the floodgates open so you can be actually ahead of everyone else that won't typically start the process until after they see the rates go down. And just because you're starting the process now doesn't mean you have to make a move before you're ready. It just means that there's less work to do and we can start looking at houses while everyone else is meeting with their agents, getting pre-approved with their lender, and all the other things they need to do before they can start looking at houses. So in summary, when you look at July 2024 statistics, although the numbers suggest that we may continue to trend in a buyer's market, that could change once interest rates start to go down. There is also a lot of uncertainty arising from the NAR settlement and the changes that are now in effect regarding buyers' agents' commissions and the buyer representation agreement. And when there's uncertainty, many people are hesitant to make a move. Regardless, one really important thing to understand is that these macro level market statistics really mean nothing in Amador County. What's happening in Ione can be completely different than what's happening in Jackson or Sutter Creek. And even within these areas, there are different micro markets everywhere. Now for those hidden opportunities. If you're thinking about selling, for those of you in Fiddletown and River Pines, the average list to sale price was at 105%, which means bidding wars may still be happening in your area if you have a desirable home. Now, if you're looking to upgrade that desirable home and buy a new, bigger property, pricing dropped by over 10% from June to July in Jackson. So now could be a good opportunity to make that move. So the bottom line is that whether you're buying or selling, your situation is unique and a general market update should be taken with a grain of salt. If you want an accurate market analysis for your home, or if you're thinking of buying and want to know where hidden opportunities may lie for you, you can either request a free, no obligation market evaluation, or you can book a call with me and we have a no pressure conversation about your options. I am not here to convince you one way or another. I'm just here to give you the information so that you're informed to make the best decision that's right for you based on your personal situation and goals. If you find that would be helpful, you can click on the links below this video. Otherwise, feel free to check out my other videos and I'll be back next month with an updated market report.